a day trading recap for June 25th, 2019. Alright, all you day traders out there, I'm going to show you a couple trades today, a few trades actually, and one from yesterday. I didn't get a chance to make a video yesterday, so I'm going to show you one I took yesterday and why I took it. So if you're new to day trading, basically I've been doing it a couple of years, and I basically show all the trades I take and why I take them, and hopefully help you avoid some of the mistakes that everybody kind of ends up making when they first start day trading. And so it's always helpful to see how other people do it, and I think my trading style is very good for beginners because it's very, I try to take trades that are basically low risk, and I take very few trades because I kind of look for those stocks that fit my trading style and my the strategies that I'm comfortable with. And I'm starting to more and more though trade in the pre-market because I'm finding that, and I learned this from somebody, another day trader, that the pre-market is actually much better for trading than the regular market hours. And the reason being, and not that we shouldn't trade the regular market hours, but in the pre-market you can often find those gems that are easier to pick up. Because you can tell right away if there's not enough volume, then the stock's not going to be forming any noticeable pattern. But when it does form a pattern, it's easier to spot in the pre-market because it's so noticeable. And so those pre-market trades can be amazing, and you can get some amazing returns with very low risk with a lot of them too. But this particular trade, I didn't really make that much on. This was IGC. I saw this the other day because if I look at this yearly calendar, yesterday it started to move. It started doing something. The last few days, these are all days. This is a daily chart. So yesterday I had a gap over this 200 moving average, which is very important. The green line, the 200 moving average, gapped above it, and then it ran yesterday. I tried to actually take in the pre-market yesterday, and I couldn't get filled. And then I was pissed because it kind of kept going throughout the rest of the day. Today, it also gapped. It gapped up. You could see it gapped up to here. And I was trying to take in the pre-market, and basically got just a tiny little return. So I'll show you. Actually, I'll show you the pre-market from yesterday if I can, which was the 24th. So I wanted to take it right here in the pre-market. It was above VWAP, the purple line. It was moving up, but there just wasn't a lot of volume, so that's why I didn't get in. See, this right away, I would have said, I was glad I didn't take it in the long run, because I would have gotten a little too bold if I start taking trades like this, and then eventually it would come back to haunt me. You want more volume. You don't like these movements where there's nothing going on, especially after the 8 o'clock hour where there should be more volume. But then the volume did pick up. I was going to get in right around here at 177, and then the volume did pick up, and you can see it went up to 188, came back down, went back up. So it was all over the place. But then you could see what it did if you held on to it through the open. I think later in the day it kind of went up to about 198. So if you got in at 177, I was thinking about getting it all the way up to 2. So it was up there for a while. I think it went all the way up to like 205 or something like that, 206. But today I took it, and just ended up being a nothing trade because I missed my exit. And the reason I missed my exit is because so here you can see I scaled in. I took it at 227 and 229, so I had an average of about 228. And I was really upset because it went up, and I was looking to get out around 247. I wanted about a 20-cent jump, and I had an order here, but I forgot to select the fill outside real-time hours. This little exclamation point was not there, and I didn't notice it because I had done something different in my order. So it shot up. There's no guarantee I would have gotten filled because it just tipped it right here, and then it came back down. And then it never really hit it again. And then I'm glad I got out because the rest of the day it was going down. But yeah, so I missed an exit, and then it came back down to around 233, and I just took my shares out. So basically just a 5-cent gain, and no big win there. But I'm liking these pre-market trades more and more. There was actually another stock, I think it was ALDX, which I actually did taking later. And I'll show you that, but I think I was looking at it in the pre-market as well. It's moving, and this might not have been the one. Oh yeah, I guess this was it because it started moving down. So it kind of topped off here and it broke down, and you see the 8 EMA crossing the 20 SMA. And I want to see these nice little tight red candles. I wanted to get in here as a short at 586, and there was no the uptick rule hadn't kicked in yet because it was pre-market. So 586, you could have ridden that all the way down to, look at that, about $5. So it was almost a full dollar, and I was just kicking myself as soon as I saw this. As soon as you see this little bit of volume kick in, and it's crossing below here. So at 8:30ish in the morning, I was like, this would have been the trade, and this would have made my day. You get in here, a little short, follow it all the way down. Still could have gotten in here at 575 because it's still below the 8 EMA, moving down. 573, get in, ride it all the way down to right here about 520. So take a 50-cent gain. That can make your day. It really can. And that's why in the pre-market, these ones are easier to spot only because I use the Trade Ideas pre-market scan that shows. Now, where is that scan? I don't know what happened to it. Well, it really doesn't matter at this point. Anyway, it was on a pre-market scan, and in those pre-market scans, I just set them to have like a really high volume limit so that I'm only seeing the ones that are getting a lot of volume. And at this point, this particular stock had a lot of volume. So it was definitely moving enough for me to pick it up. And I just didn't take it. Instead, I took that India global biotech stock and got basically nothing out of it. So sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't, but just the opportunities in the pre-market are pretty good. So then I took another trade that just did not work out. I'll show you why I took it. So yeah, and eventually I should have just reversed myself on this one because look what happened. Anyway, so this one was down. Unity Group was down. You could see kind of gap down today. It was on my gappers list. Boom, from 1070 to about. Actually, it wasn't on my gappers list. This is my no gap list because it didn't have a huge gap. It's right there at the top. See it? So I got in here when the 8 crossed the 20, but there really wasn't a lot of volume. Tight candle movement though, so I'm not too pissed about what happened here. I got in at about 10:22, and then all of a sudden, just boom, reversed on me, and I got out at my stop at 10:09. It's only 13-cent loss, nothing big. But then look what happened. It was a nice short if you got it the rest of the day. If I had actually just reversed my position at 10:09, I could have ridden it down to 9:37. That's like a 70-cent. I mean, that's pretty good. That would have been pretty good. But yeah, I went the wrong way on this one. Given that the movement over the last few days had been down, probably not too smart to get into a long here, especially since it's actually below this 20 simple moving average as well. So it was unfortunate. That was a dumb move. But then I did take another trade, another one that showed up in one of my pre-market scans that ended up working really well. ALDX, Aldera Therapeutics, and I think this is in one of my, might be too small to show up in one of my volume scans, but it was in my pre-market scan, and you could see why I got in. It was above VWAP, right? And let's see the daily here. This is another pre-market mover, a gap down today, so it started here on the day, and then shot up, little bottoming tail action, shot up above VWAP. Kind of jerky here, not liking it. I always wait for these to set up so that you can see, look, it's getting nice and tight. Now these candles are really tight, and it was near the high of the day right here. I got in before it broke that high, so I kind of jumped the gun, but I got in at 589, and I set my stop down basically about 573, so about a little bit, about 15 cents or more, and eventually it kind of took off. You can see on the 8 EMA there's a cross here. Came down and then eventually crossed over it. So as soon as I saw it was riding that 8 EMA, that's one of the reasons I got in. And then you can see this little yellow doji, this bottoming doji here, where it kind of pivoted off of that, and that's when it started moving up, and it moved up the rest of the day. And I just took all my shares out at about 610, so about a 21-cent gain, which was nice. And then you can see also on one of the reasons why I liked it on this 30-minute chart, pretty ugly here, pre-market, all over the place, getting close to this 10 EMA on the 30, and just these nice tight 30-minute candles, and then it broke above it. So that was an ideal. And on the 15-minute, you could see here, it actually was above it when you consider this takes into account pre-market data as well. So that's why it was above this 10 EMA on my 15-minute chart. Kind of wish I held on a little bit more, but it's no big deal. I still got a nice movement out of it. So those are my trades. Aldera Therapeutics and Unity, which is should have just gone the other way on this one. Would have made a nice short. And obviously in the pre-market IGC, which was pre-market, so you can't see it there. And those are the trades. That was it. So I ended up on a positive note with making a little bit of money today, and hopefully we'll do the same tomorrow, and I'll show you. I'm definitely going to live stream this week. I've been saying it forever, but I'm going to live stream my top lists from Trade Ideas, and if anybody's interested, let me know. I can put together a list and live stream it while I'm trading. All right, so good luck trading, and I'll see you next time.